Hey art students, it's Miss Arneson and I'm going to go over our art supplies for term 3, which is art in a pandemic. So I know I told you I couldn't get these ready right away because I had been exposed to the COVID, and so I was isolating for 14 days. So we didn't go anywhere. I even had my cousin pick up our medications and we did grocery delivery. But now I'm back out and about, and so it's very exciting. I'm liking this light in here. Like, it looks way better than my light at home, so maybe I should come shoot videos in the school. Um, but I wanted to go over what I've supplied for you guys in these packages. So the first thing is this paper right here that has, it's torn out of a notebook, and it's torn out of an art notebook. You can actually buy this one at Walmart. That's where I got it. And I think it was $8. So this would be a ton of art paper. This is not as thick as the watercolor paper, but it is still thick enough that you could probably watercolor paint on it. And I wanted to give you this in case that's one of the media you choose to use on some of your projects in term 3 and in the future. The other thing I gave you was 2 white sheets of paper because a lot of times people just want a blank sheet of paper to be writing on, and so there's some white computer paper. And then I have some various colors of paper because we're going to use these for one of our projects. So this is just the colors of paper I had in my house or at the school. So if you want to use other colors, that's fine. Okay, next there is a brown paper bag. And the brown paper bag has some even cooler goodies in it. So the first one is this, this is Dick Blick canvas board. So it's basically canvas, but it's wrapped on a board instead of on a frame. And that makes it way easier to use in art class. And this one is a pretty small one. I think it's, I don't know, 5 by 7. And we will maybe use it in this class, but I wanted to give it to you just in case I decide to use it. If not, we'll use it in term 4 or 5. So don't use this until you get directions to use it. Basically, all of these supplies, don't use them until you get directions for them. You don't have to return the paper to me. You don't have to return the board to me. These are going to be things that you can take, but a lot of these supplies you are going to have to return. Okay, the other thing I gave you is a blank card because one of the projects we're going to do in this term is designing a card, like a letter to send out. And I was going to bring stamps, but I ended up having to take a different card this morning than I planned. And so my stamps are in the other car. But I will try to bring them by and put them in the supply boxes. And if you can't get a stamp because you don't have one at home, let me know and I'll give you a stamp so you can actually mail this card out. Okay, so these are all things that need to be returned to me in good condition, so make sure that you use them carefully and wash them out. This is a palette. Remember I told you we had like 30 or something of these? Well, I did find some of them. They're all pretty gross. Like, I don't know if you can see how much nasty paint is in this. So if I were you, I'd really work on cleaning it out. I don't have the supplies here to clean it out, so I'm just going to put it in there and you can clean it out. So, make sure you clean it out every time because if you don't, that's when it gets like stuck like this. I also got 2 new art brushes. This is one of them and this is the other one. So I gave you kind of a large brush and a medium or a small size brush because that way you can do several things. The difference between these brushes and the one that you already have at home for watercolor is that this one has a lot thicker bristles, so the bristles are a lot more firm, and you're going to find that it's actually easier to paint a lot of things when the bristles are like really firm. So you can touch the paper or the board, which in canvas board there's a lot of little holes in here to hold paint, and so you have to actually push it harder, so you'll be able to do that. So these are brand new brushes that I purchased just for you guys, so please take good care of them. Rinse them out every time you use them. How do you rinse them out? Well, with acrylic paint, you can, watercolor, remember you just use water, right? It is soluble. With these, you can put a little bit of dish soap in some water and kind of clean them, but do not ever rub the bristles backwards. So like, if you pet a dog or a cat backwards, it's like wrong. You don't want to do that to the paintbrush either because it'll ruin the bristles. So when you're cleaning it, you're always gonna I always get my thumb and I push it like this with, like this with the grain. And then I flip it over and push it again, and then I keep rinsing it out. And sometimes I'll put it in my hand and like with the water on it, I'll go like this and that gets a lot of paint out as well. But you just really want to be careful with these brushes because if they are ruined, I'll make you pay me back by buying me a new brush. Okay. Scissors. I mean, you know how to use scissors. Glue stick in case you don't have glue at home. And then I got you guys 3 colors of paint. So I went out and I bought these at Walmart, and I was gonna get you guys black and white as well, but there's literally no black or white at the Walmart I went to. So you guys are getting the primary colors. Some of them are like real primary colors, like the authentically primary ones, and then some of them are like this one's real red. I think this is like primary red. This one is dandelion yellow, so it's not true yellow yellow. It's a little bit more rich, I think, than yellow yellow, but it'll still work for mixing colors. So these are, this is 2 ounces of paint, acrylic paint, and you might be thinking that that's not very much, but it's actually a lot. Like you could paint a lot of things with the 6 ounces of paint that you have. And when you're pouring it out, make sure you don't use very much because a lot of times you're going to put way more than you need. So at the beginning, you might waste a little bit of paint because you're not sure how much to dispense, but you'll get used to it, and then you need to stop throwing away so much of it because a lot of it will get wasted, and that's sad. And of course, there's a paper bag, which maybe you can use this in your art somehow. But keep all of these in good condition. You will be returning them at the end of our our art terms. Okay, have a good day, you guys.